Good morning, Miss Anne. So maybe we have a short one today because after 10, I have to go to ashram to have another meditation, sharing or teaching. So you may notice that recently I taught different schools of Buddhism, like Zen, Tiantai, Huayan, Yogacara, Madhyamaka. The reason I'm doing this, sometimes the knowledge that realized from the sages really helps us. So yesterday I also said the first of the 8 noble truths is a right view, right understanding. Years ago I teach meditation. I found eventually meditation is the tool to help you to realize the experience, the wisdom, to realize the wisdom. So meditation is a way, but actually consciously learning of the wisdom is another way. So for example, emptiness, sunyata, or the impermanence, all these kind of wisdom, the insight that Buddha categorized or simplify is really a good study in the level of conscious mind. So now we are using our conscious mind to talk. So it's kind of, we have a conscious mind and subconscious mind, the old habit of thinking, behavior, and the negativity, even positivity. We are kind of using the sage's teaching, the wisdom, the insights that is beyond any, space and time to train. We are using the sixth sense, conscious mind, to train the subconscious mind. So this is another way of, awakening. Eventually, your true understanding of the reality is critical in the path of awakening. It may through meditation. Meditation plays a role here. It may through this conscious learning of wisdom. And it's kind of the wisdom and insights echoes in your pure mind or heart. Yes, this is true. Yes, this is right. So it's kind of resonates. The wisdom resonates with your heart, with your pure being. Yes, this is truth. So, and you recognize the truth of the sage's teaching and resonates with it. This is a learning too. So beside the meditation part, we need some Dharma teaching. It's a good combination. For people who meditate every day, it's good. But sometimes meditation is only a tool, it's a bridge. So we have to understand the nature of the phenomenal world, the relative truth or the conventional truth and the ultimate truth. we have to really understand it, apply this understanding into the everyday life. That's why I'm sharing. Also, myself is learning the different schools of the Buddhism. It's really wonderful to see how these sages or the masters of different lineage, they try to express themselves from different perspective or different levels. It's a really good way of awakening too. So yesterday we started conventional truth and ultimate truth. I use the analogy again. If I point my finger this way, we may call this up. But if you're a meditator, if you're a truth seeker, you will know this is only relatively right. It's a conventional truth. It's a relative truth. In the outer space, this is neither up nor down, nor left nor right. Nothing. So from this perspective, I want to really understand what is conventional and ultimate. In the ultimate, this could be either up or down or left or right. Or that's the affirmation, right? Could be all of the four directions. And you can use the negation again. It's not up, it's not down, it's not left, it's not right. So you may understand in this way the Madhyamaka we learned yesterday. I think we could continue a little bit more. So I will paste the link here. Madhyamaka or Nagarjuna theory, the middle way. So if you click this Madhyamaka, maybe the topic today will be the Madhyamaka. So let's go a little bit. If you go to 2.4, the middle way. So just a little bit above the middle way, we finished. We ended last time here. The nature of ultimate reality. Take a quick look. You see, very interesting. Just in the middle of the nature of ultimate reality, it said the two truths, the conventional truths and ultimate truths themselves are therefore just a practical tool used to teach others, but do not exist within the actual meditative equipoise that realize the ultimate. The noble ones who have accomplished what it is to be accomplished do not see anything that is delusive or not delusive. From within the experience of enlightened ones, there is only one reality, which appears conceptually. As Nagarjuna says in the 60 stanzas on reasoning, that nirvana is the sole reality, is what the victors have declared. It describes the ultimate truth through a negation of all possibles of the kautukati. Its character is neither existence nor non-existence, nor both existence and non-existence, nor either. Babu. So it's a total negation until the mind really stopped. And it's the best way, or one of the best way, to describe the ultimate through conventional words or language. Words itself is relative truth, or relative, or conventional. We are using a relative words to describe the ultimate. It's really so. Language reached its boundary at this moment, at this place, cannot go further anymore. Because every language is, every word is a dissection of totality. Or you can say every vibrant, every sound or vibration is the collapse of the silence, the field of silence. Can you get it? The moment I say silence is the collapse of the field of silence. So the true nirvana, the ultimate nirvana, is you realize there's no birth, there's no death. You are not this body, you are not this mind, which is subject to birth and death, the cyclical experience, cyclic experience. Even this statement is not really true because right at this moment, you are the body, you are the mind. You are the body and the mind. You are the six senses expressed through the ultimate. The whole cosmos is working through you, in you, around you. while you are beyond all experience. You're having the experience of listening, you're having the experience of the seeing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking. But none of this experience can influence you. You're free because you understand they're empty. That's the true realization of Nirvana. So the whole process of awakening is you have to just understand it. You don't meditate to attain it. No. Ultimately, you understand it, and meditation helps you on it, helps you on it, helps your understanding. Or in other words, no matter you meditating or you are not meditating, you even does not heard any word of meditation, the ultimate truth is right there or here, because it's not subject to any condition. No matter you're a meditator or you're not a meditator, no matter you're president of a country or just a farmer, a layman. But it's just waiting your recognition of it, and it is you. So it's all goes back to the ultimate question: who are you? So Ramana Maharshi raised the question. I mean, the self-inquiries, right? The movement of self-inquiry. This is very good one because it's really so. The whole world is so complicated. Sophisticated, but we can try to simplify it. Let's simplify it into two groups. The first is I, and the other is everything that is not I or is not me. Make sense? This is a simplified version of the whole cosmos. Maybe the simplest. I and everything else which is not I. Make sense? So the self-inquiry is most fundamental question. Who am I? And everything else that is not I. In this sense, if you try to understand everything else, you have to have a true understanding of what is I or who am I. If you don't understand who am I, you won't understand who are others. I mean, who is not I. You don't have the fundamental understanding. Just make a more simplified analogies. If you want to try to understand what is black, it's better you also understand what is white. Make sense? If you don't have any experience of what is white, how do you understand what is black? The self-inquiry is really fundamental, you see. This division of I and everything else that is not I is the conventional truth. So you have a division of me and everything else that is not me. Ego is there. There's a egoic like concept there, duality. So the ultimate truth, the I and everything that is not I is identical, is one. That's the ultimate truth. So in this perspective, the conventional and ultimate all lose its boundary. There's no division of everything and everybody. The ultimate have to use the conventional truth to be expressed. I have to use this individual body and mind to talk, to sit here, to raise this hand. So let's still back to the Madhyamaka, the middle way. So the middle way is, again, we're back to the 2.4, the middle way. If you go up to the contents, you can click the middle way 2.4. Therefore, emptiness is taught in order to completely pacify all discursiveness without exception. So if the purpose of emptiness is the complete peace of all discursiveness, and you just increase the web of discursiveness by thinking that the meaning of emptiness is non-existence, you do not realize the purpose of emptiness at all. So it's just be. You don't think. It's kind of like the Eckhart Tolle said, a cat is a Zen master. A cat can observe without any judgments. So it's like as a human being, we choose to be cat again. Just be. Preserve the power of thinking, mastery of the power of thinking, and just be. A total negation, a total letting go. So if you go the second, let's say, just in the middle of the middle way, although comes some scholars interpret emptiness as described as Nagarjuna as Buddhist transcendental absolute. Scholars consider that claim is a mistake, since the emptiness teachings could not be categorized as middle way. So it's up to you to just have the openness to watch all the commentaries. Only you can realize it's true or it's not true, or it's true or it's not true. It doesn't matter anymore. Because words cannot express the ultimate. It's a pointer only. Madhyamaka thinkers also argue things the things have the nature of lacking the true existence of being. All things are mere conceptual constructs. Yeah. All things are mere conceptual constructs, human constructions, human concepts or constructions, mental constructions. They're just impermanent collections of causes and conditions. So in the Madhyamaka implies or includes the principle of causality. Everything is dependently originated. So in Madhyamaka, phenomena appears to rise and cease. But in the ultimate sense, they do not arise or remain as inherently existent phenomena. You see? That's why we say, you can say it increases and decreases, or it arises and ceases. But in the ultimate, you don't see it arises or ceases. Neither arises nor ceases. So if you use the Flower Garland Sutra, the analogy of the reflection and the mirror is you may have a better understanding. All the reflections seems arise in the mirror or cease in the mirror, but ultimately it's empty. It's not real. So you can say there's no arising, there's no ceasing or cessation. There's no suffering. There's no arise the reason of suffering. There's no you know cessation of suffering because it's all unreal. That's the ultimate teaching of Buddha. He said there's suffering, but eventually he will say all the suffering is our illusion. So beautiful. So if you just while I'm reading this, it reminds me the essential teaching from the Sutra of Perfect Enlightenment. So Buddha said to the Manjusri is the symbol of wisdom. If you look at all sutras, the first person or the first bodhisattva that raised the question to the Buddha is always Manjusri Bodhisattva. So Manjusri asked the first question in the Sutra of Perfect Enlightenment. How to attain enlightenment, how to become fully enlightened, awakened. The Buddha said in Chinese, 如来因地修圆觉者，知是空花，即无轮转，亦无生心受彼生死，非作故无，本性无故. So this really is fundamental teaching. Once you know that every phenomenal world is empty, every phenomenon, is empty, then you are free. You don't need meditation to realize this. You don't need any effort. You only need a right understanding. When you know everything around you, inside you, behind you, everything in the cosmos, everything in the, space and time, every relationship, every memory, every childhood, every trees, bacteria, animals, stars, planets, galaxies are empty. Emptiness is not denial of existence. Emptiness is the insight of true understanding. Okay? Then you are free. That's called sudden awakening. Sudden awakening relies on only one condition: your right understanding. You know everything is empty. That's the Zen teaching too. So if you know everything's all empty, so you know the independent arising is empty. You know the cravings and clinging or attachment to any object is empty. The resistance, the anger, the depression, the resisting of ugly things are empty. Once you know, because it's a region of all the ignorance. Once the origin of all the ignorance is disappear or be resolved, everything else collapse. The cravings, the clingings, the attachments, the resisting, the hate, the anger, all these emotions, feelings collapse into emptiness too. So that's the first question. Manjushri Bodhisattva asked the Buddha. It's so fundamental. If you really understand this one, all the teachings, all the other questions, that total, there's 12 bodhisattvas asked Buddha's question one by one, step by step, in the Sutra of Complete Enlightenment or Perfect Enlightenment. Once you realize the first one, then every other 11 questions you will understand very well. And you even don't need to read anymore. because you got it already, because you removed the fundamental ignorance, the origin of the ignorance, which is you really think everything is true. Everything in the world has its true existence, has its true essence. No, it's wrong. This perception is wrong. This view is wrong. So everything followed is wrong. Do you get it? 如来因地修缘觉者，知是空花，即不轮转。So if you want to become a Buddha, you just have to realize that the emptiness of all the phenomena world. So, 空花 means empty flower or sky flower in the sky. It's like a person who has a cataract, has eyes problem. There's floaters in his eye. He see something, like we call it 空花 floaters, right? So the sky flowers. Because he had this eyes problem, he see the illusory sky flowers. If you know that the sky flowers is not real. So the Buddha is using this metaphor or analogy to point that if you know everything you see is illusory or unreal, just like a patient with eye problem see this floaters, and floaters are not real, then every problem resolved. Traditionally, they use a fake snake in the room. There's a rope in the room, and you mistakenly frightened by that fake snake. But once you know it's not a real snake, or it's only a rope, then all your fears will be gone, right? You don't have any feels anymore because you know it's a rope. It's not a snake. In the same way, once you know every phenomena, all the phenomena or every phenomenon in the world are not real. Are reflections in your conscious mirror. They have no power over you anymore. You are free from all clinging, attachments, resistance, judgments. So this is the first teaching. The first question raised by Bodhisattva Manjusri. So fundamental. 知识空花即无轮转. So you know it's empty, so you are free from samsara. You are free from the cycle of birth and death. You're free from the non-existence and existence. You're free from any mental concept or any mental constructions. You're free from any mental activities because you know they're all fundamentally or ultimately unreal. 知识空花，即无轮转，亦无身心受彼生死。You don't have a body, you don't have a mind to receive, to experience the birth and death. It's so fundamental. So we traditionally we think, oh, this body gonna to die. This concept is wrong because fundamentally you don't have a body, you don't have a mind. So if you don't have a body, if you don't have a mind, you don't have body mind to become, to be born or to be dead. You see how fundamental the Buddha's teaching is. The Buddha does not say your body mind is not subject to birth and death. He didn't say that. He said you don't have body mind, so there's nothing to subject to birth and death. I repeat, Buddha didn't say you don't you have a body mind that is not subject to birth and death. No, he even more fundamental negation is you don't have a body mind to be born or to die. How logical it is. So the order Buddha's teaching is very logic and reasoning. Sometimes we need really experience it to speak it. Otherwise, even the truth is presented in the sutras, the explanation. Okay, the truth is encoded in the sutras, even Bibles. But the person who tries to decode the truth should be an enlightened one or awakened one. You see, in this sense, a teacher is really important. Even though the truth is everywhere, everywhere, omnipresent, but you need a decoder, a teacher to decode it, to unveil it. So that's three treasures in Buddhism: Buddha, 佛法, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Sangha, or the master, is the decoder, is the awakened person to decode the Dharma, and the Buddha is the ultimate truth. Dharma, or the phenomenal world, contains Buddhahood, contains the ultimate truth. A Sangha, a master, a teacher, is a being trying to decode the ultimate truth in every relative or conventional phenomenon. Do you get it? Wow, so beautiful. So beautiful. I have to end this session. I have to go to another ashram. So maybe I can share you maybe it's on Zoom. So the Zoom number, maybe I can show you. Maybe you can join us. So the Zoom number is 205 898 So you can. It's my first time in ashram, so You can try this Zoom number. I'm not sure it's right or no. Anyway, it's my first time, and welcome to join us. It's titled Zen Teaching. It's very similar to what I've talked in this session. Okay, let's end today in silence, in the beautiful realization of emptiness.